He has done excellent things. precious Abba Yahweh. As we laid down last night, Abba Yahweh.
Yes.
We heard, Abba Yahweh, the wind that you have commanded to blow, Abba Yahweh. But Abba Yahweh, still you gave us shalom to wake us up to another day, Abba Yahweh. Another Sabbaton, Abba Yahweh, where you have brought us back into the bed once again, Abba Yahweh. And we will continue to do, Abba Yahweh, as long as you give us breath, Abba Yahweh. We will give your mighty name the honor this day, as the nations sing and lift up their voices unto you. The playing of the instruments, Abba Yahweh. The dancing and the movement of our feet, Abba Yahweh. It's all to our great King. That's all we have to give, Abba Yahweh. For you own everything, Abba Yahweh. But Abba Yahweh, that we would give with our whole hearts, Abba Yahweh. To let you know, Abba Yahweh, that we told you, Abba Yahweh, that in the sin that we was in, Abba Yahweh, you had us on your mind, Abba Yahweh. That one day you will bring us unto you, Abba Yahweh. To make us that special people, Abba Yahweh. That secular people, Abba Yahweh. A name that we didn't choose for ourselves, Abba Yahweh. But about to have the land that you have, Abba Yahweh, for your nation. Oh, we told you this evening, Abba Yahweh. Have your way in the midst of this house, Abba Yahweh. Let your deep realm, your word go forth, Abba Yahweh. Give us the nourishment and the lesson, the bread of life this day, Abba Yahweh. That we press, hold on, as we were told, Abba Yahweh. That it take us until the end, Abba Yahweh. That it take us through all the battles that we got to encounter, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Torah, Torah. For YHWH, HaMashiach. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Let us touch our feet, nation.
Hallelujah.
Brother, trapped in the mouth of Yahweh and YHWH, HaMashiach. Precious Abba Yahweh, the Hashemayim, Kadosh is your Hashem, your Makuk to come, your will be done. On earth, Abba Yahweh, there is the Hashemayim. Give us this day our daily lesson, and forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Makuk, the power, and the honor, Abba Yahweh. Forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of YHWH, HaMashiach. And we be fed the lesson, the bread of life this day, Abba Yahweh. And your Malak, Abba Yahweh, feed your nation. Let it go to the end. In the earth, every folk on the earth, Abba Yahweh. To strengthen your nation, Abba Yahweh. To hold on as we heard, Abba Yahweh. To the Torah, Abba Yahweh. That will keep us to the end, Abba Yahweh. It will keep us on the straight and narrow way, Abba Yahweh. In the precious mighty name of YHWH, HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Blessed be the Lamb. YisraYah'ale.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. For we live, we move, and we have our being in Yahweh our Abba. And we told him for the precious dove of YHWH HaMashiach on this beautiful Shabbaton, that we are able to enter into his presence with Todah, with praise, unto his name, Almighty Yahweh. Come on, YisraYah'ale.
For the Greek nation, YisraYah'ale. Blessed promises of YHWH. There is no other dabarim, words that can keep us from what is written. Needs no elements or any kind of judication. It stands. It stands by itself. That's what I will teach on what stands alone. My words may be full of fallacy, I promise you, and I do not fulfill what he has promised us. It is real. I trust it. I lay down what you call a life for it. I don't have a life. Because it is a truth. We must all go back the way of the earth. Going back to the dust we were made from. That's a fact, nation. I possess no essentials. Anything that is rewarding of myself, it is him that has rewarded. There's nothing special about you or me. Nothing. He made us out of the same breath, and then he made man. And so I do beroch him for that. I'm alive. And so as they would gather, I think I will testify. Not test a lie, but to testify of the book. What it says. And if we truly have a testimony, our lives will be representative of the book. The book speaks, we rejoice in that. Because we know that that's what I am. I am made from the book. It is the Torah of Yah that has created the essence, what we are. There is nothing else. Can I greet you, our friends and our enemies, as well we greet you in Yeshua's mighty name. Because we stand victoriously in Yeshua HaMashiach. There are so many things and points of references in Torah that we must have understanding. Not some kind of partial understanding. We must have the fullness of understanding. We are a nation of people that constantly negate the things that Yah commands us to do. We got time for everything but truth. Learning the aspects of truth. So I'm going to give us a small preface. A small preface. Before I began teaching, and a preface is some kind of introductory. It doesn't give you the entirety of what is being said or story, but it gives us some kind of insight that will proceed from the preface. And so I want to give us that today, nation. I want to teach. Alex Haley did not give us a knowledge of roots. I want to dig into the depths of that terminology, the roots of a nation, a people. What does the DNA consist of that nation, that people? How were they voted on to be the ones that Yah chose to be his nation, his people, that will produce a family called YisraYah'ale, Mishpah. A family that will be consolidated under the dam of Yeshua HaMashiach. And one identity. And that is the identity of that testimony that dwells richly in our levy. Let me say this in the preference. We have all kinds of religiosity and religion that is warped. The interpretation, you don't need to interpretate this book. It interprets itself. And our lives reveal the interpretation of this book. So there is no science that you can utilize to interpret this. It doesn't take a brilliant mind, but it takes a mind of learning. I recall, as I was thinking this morning, I don't know if I learned this in the 6th grade or the 7th grade, concerning the vows and the constants. And when they use the word a or an, when it is appropriate. And I was thinking how that when Miss Mickles, I believe, taught us, never forgot. Because you can never use the word a when the word precedes starts with a vowel. It must start with a consonant. These are things that lay the foundation of learning from me. I love to learn. There's a difference between learning and being arrogant and self-grandizing. I love to learn. I've always been that way with limited resources. Oh, I know I could have eclipsed in this world today. Even being a faith individual, I could have. I know that I could have been a professor somewhere, not at some elite university, but I know I could have done all those things. But I'm glad He brought me this way for this purpose, for His use. Because those that identify with the Hebrewism of YisraYah'ale, it is a mockery. I want to preface the teaching today. They're no different. They cut out of the same cloth as those that call themselves Christian. The jargon, the language is the same, just one component that they add to theirs. The liars, they're corrupt men. Those at the zenith of the top, they live royal. That's a fact. I was looking this morning at 20 of the very wealthiest preachers in America. Just 20 of them. Just 20. Men like the T.D. Jakes, the Kenny Copelands of the world. 20 men. Their wealth, their portfolios exceed over $1 billion. They have nothing of enterprising before they were preachers to draw on the essence of the astuteness of their business acumen. Oh, I'm quite sure they've learned, since they've drawn from the purses of those bewildered sisters and brothers that didn't know, and they rate them. They rate them like dogs. They rate them to this day. No different than those that identify as Hebrew Israelites. We're going to work with the root of this people first. Where they're from. We understand that the election of Avram was not by some kind of righteousness, or he came out of a home that was perfect before Yahweh. Terah was a dog. He was an idolatrous, an adulterous dog. He had his gods and his Jesus Christ. Yah reached down out of one, and he made a promise unto the elect of the Shemayim to show them I can take that nothing, that there are no essence that are beautiful in him, and I can cause his ear to hear my truth. You will see a change. And he tore down the fake gods of his daddy. What was special about him? He was no different than no other young brother at that age. Yet Yah secured him. And he made a promise to him. Don't tell me that all those in that region that was known as Hebrew Israelites, that they all look like me. It is amazing that these violent, dirty, I don't repent of what I say, Hebrew Israelites, that their skin complexion is no different than those that they identify as the Hamites. Yet they will tell you that's different. Yet when it comes to the identity of that dirty dog Esau, they're all white people. Are the zera of the seed of Esau, but yet not all black people are the descendants of Abraham. They are dirty, they are stinking Africans, they're phony, they're fake. Yah brought them out of the land of Misraim. He put them among people that look just like them. And so you tell me, as the population, as the daughters and sons of Ham, they began to populate, they began to, no, they did not begin to integrate with Shem's children. Yah told YisraYah'ale, don't marry the women of the Canaanites. To mesh my people in a, we can look at the complexes in here, variation. Yet they will tell you that those in Mexico, they are the sons of, they are the elect of YisraYah'ale. I can tell you one thing, when you meet a Russian boy, he doesn't look like a British boy. You tell me that the dispersing of a people into every segment of the world did not alter, change the appearances. I was thinking, I want to find that. That was, I remember I was in a class many years ago on internet. And there was this geneticist, this Chinese, arrogant. He was of the notoriety of the Nobel elite. And that was his circle of entertainment, those that were arrogant. And for 5 years, he's going to prove one factor, that the Chinese people is an identity of people that have no relationship with no other people. So I guess if you're going to use this evolution theory, or this thesis, then tell me the rock that produced them. And tell me the bug type that they came out of. And tell me the small amoeba that they were produced from. Was it the same one as the monkey or the jackass? I'm going to tear this Hebrew lie, the gates of hell. Yeah. Because from 1619, by their records, August 20th, as they celebrated in Jamestown, Virginia this year, August 20th, the 400th year of slavery, you had to be really silly to celebrate something like that. And they gathered from all over. That's 400 years. They've been blustering that for the last 20 years, I know. Yet there's a quietness. I want to wake the devil up.
Yeah.
So no one is talking about it. They take the prophecy of Torah. Yah speaks to Avram. That's 400 years, would you not say? These individuals that identify with their feces, their childlike ways, they will ask you, where were you born? What difference does it make? You say you're the prophet of your lords. You tell me what I am. You can tell that I'm silly, and you will call that Asher. Or I can tell you of the tribe of Asher. That's because you're happy. Some silly stupidity. And yet they are fearful of even taking a DNA test that will, as false as their doctrine, is a false lie. I'm going to begin to prove things from the book. So I'm giving us a preface. Those that were Hebrews of Avram's time, don't tell me that all the Hamites, the sons of Ham and his daughter, separated totally from the Shemites, the sons of Shem. Don't tell me that the sons of Japheth, his daughters, that identify with what we call those that are Caucasians or the Caucasus. Don't tell me that they did not integrate. Because I believe that when Yah made man, he didn't look like a white man or a Chinese man or an Indian man. He was a man. Yes. And I do believe that his skin was rich and black. And because of the dispersing, those dispersed everywhere, we can see the adaptation of their bodies. You can see that in science today. Stay inside. Don't get sunlight. Don't allow your eyes, the pigment of your skin, to absorb the sun and see what happens. You become pale, your color change, and everything. And as they progress, they went everywhere. He cast those above and everywhere. They did not just come to the Americas or this piece of land. And yet they give identity to a small regiment of people here that they call the Native American Indians, which are about 300,000. And they consume one tribe. They are dirty liars. Your leader is a liar. I renounce him, and you too, my friend. Let's see what the Torah says. We Hebrew Israelites. What's up, brother? He's a drunken swine. He's not my brother. Your sister sleeping with every Tom, John, and Billy, she is not my sister. But we are special. We're not special because there's an obligation. A man's wife is special to him. Not because she just have all the features of a wife, because of her dedication, her willingness, her love, her obedience, her faithfulness. Hell, I would not want any other kind of wife, not me. I don't want a wife just to have a wife. I want a wife that loves Yah. That's right. And the discipline of obedience will show you that. I don't say things to be boastful, but if I were to have women, I got them by the pounds. And that's a fact, even as old as I am today. And I'm not talking about those that are old as me. I don't play. I don't play. I hate this despising spirit of today. You don't have a damn thing, woman. Pains at the end of the month. You're moody as hell. Stop it. You're funny as they come. You're silly. You're immature. You need a man. That's why you don't have a man. That woman that wrote me the letter the other day, the daughter, she says, I've been a widow since I was 24 and her husband died. She said, I pray that y'all give me a husband. I said, well, send me some that. That's not a woman. A wife either. A wife brings strength. She promotes the strength of a man by your obedience, woman. Not by your damn foul mouth. It's by your obedience. It produces strength in me. And that strength is the resolution of love. It brings love. That's what it is. Not because you dress Leslie Faye. She says to me this morning, "Oh, I had a black, I was going to wear black like that. Why you didn't let me know?" I said, "Because you didn't need to know. We have never done that. Stop it." I went back there and just found something I could wear. A lot I can't wear. You understand? Get out of here. I want to begin with something that we have fraudulently spoken, but not in its context. All of us. I want to begin here, the Barim. I want to show you the essence of Yah. He made a covenant with the nation. He reminds us here and to an election. Not because we have great essence and beauty. I've seen what the world calls some of the most attractive women are attractive to some of the most pure, strong, beautiful men. Strong men, handsome men. Because they don't look for something that is sensuality. A man doesn't give a damn about that. He's looking for strength, for beauty. It lies within the bosom of one. And that's a fact. Listen to this in Hebrew. The preface. I will lay this foundation. And I'm going to get busy, all right? It says in Hebrew 7:6, Yah says, "For you are a Kadosh people." Till now, we must understand we are a Kadosh people to Yah. He's identified as our Abba. Yah, your Abba, He has chosen. He has elected you to be a Sugula, to be a great treasure, to be a great treasure, to be a special kind of people and identity, a special kind of people, and you will be a peculiar treasure. It's almost like a red gem of a diamond that one mines all of his life and he found the mother lodes. You are a peculiar treasure. I don't look like a peculiar treasure, neither do you. Because we have not met the essence of the qualifications. It must be something that is systemic all the time. He says, "I have made you a special Segula people to myself." He tells us above all people that are upon the face of the earth. I made you to be special. Your look, your walk, your talk, your love, your kindness is preference above all people. I have made you that kind of people. You cannot be special without keeping two of the most powerful upon all things hinge upon the commandments, the mitzvot of Yah. To love Yah and then to love your neighbor just like you love him. You are filthy, damnable, twisted liar. You're going to die that way, liar. You can't be. I don't care who you are. You must. You must love Yah equal as you love me. Yah's not going to treat you wrong. I'm not going to treat anyone wrong. But I'm not going to let you play with Yah. I don't like hypocrites. I never have. I've never liked hypocrisy. I don't like liars. And I don't like hypocrites. I'd rather deal with an adulteress, a fornicator, a thief, or a dog. I don't like liars. I don't like them. I don't like hypocrites. Nothing more vicious and vile than a hypocrite. Man that commits certain things, he doesn't, man, you know, I'm just going to be straight up with you. This is the way I is now. He'll be straight up, but a liar will cover every damn thing. I'm not going to excuse my language either. So I've never lied to my wife. I can say that honestly. Never had to. I've never had to. Didn't have to lie to because of money. I didn't hang out with nobody. I was at home all the time with her. All these years I've been married, she has been with me all the time. I wouldn't know where without her. That's a fact. I didn't hang out at night. What I want to hang out with a man for a night? I want to hang out with her. Fun. He said, of all people upon the face of the earth, verse 7, look what he says. There was nothing special about you. Yah did not set his ahava upon you, nor did he elect you or chose you because you were more in number than any people, because you were the me'at. There are not that many that are going into the kingdom. You were the small few. There was nothing great about you. You were not strong when he set this nation among the Gerbishites and the Canaanites. They were like the trees of Lebanon. They were tall and strong, and they was black as tar, strong, powerful. That's why we put them among. Why? Because they look just like them. They look just like them. He says, because, this is why Yah did not because you were the few people, verse 8, but because Yah loved you, and because he would Shema, he would guard you. How? With what? The oath which he had sworn to your fathers. That's the only reason. Avram did not come out of a house that was genuine in love with Yah, that followed the teachings of those before them. The Methuselah, all of those men of the writings. No, they did not. He was a dog of a human, corrupted his house. He did not teach Avram the way of Yah, like Hanuk taught his children. Reminded them not to forget it. And that's a fact. He said, but because of the promise to him, that translate to him, of your fathers. That's why. Has Yah brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you? He has paid the price. He suffered with our sins and our corruption. And there is no nation of people that identify with Yah, or they got this identity of Hebrew Israelite, that are more wicked. They do the same thing as the world does. They go to the clubs and they dance their souls and their nefesh into hell. That's what they do. They get drunk. They take advantage of those that have no protection. That's a fact. That's a fact. And all they want to tell you about identity. Yah said there was no identity about you. Pack of nothing.
Yes.
And that's a fact. But Yah brought you out of the house of bondage, and from the hand of Pharaoh of Mitzrayim. Know therefore that Yah your Abba, he is sovereign. We must understand he is mighty. There's none like him. You can equate him to some kind of intellectual perception, or even the way you think. He doesn't think like you, because we think stupid.
Hallelujah.
We think like dummies.
Hallelujah.
He says he is sovereign Yah. He is faithful. But not even faithful. He is a faithful Abba, which keeps his covenant and his kindness with them that love him. He doesn't keep a damn thing with you if you don't love him.
Hallelujah.
You can pretend all you want to. He keeps his covenant. Don't tell me you're out here throwing yourself like a sleazy dog out of hell. That's covenant with Yah. They call everybody brothers. What's up, brother? They call everybody sister. They call faggots brothers. They call bulldaggers. I've seen them do that. Sister, you shouldn't be like sister. They're not my sister. And they're not my brothers either.
Hallelujah.
I've got natural kinsmen that there is no relationship. You can hold on. I don't hold on. I'm going to hold on to him. I'm going to hold fast to his word. Why? Because I know I'm going to die. If I'm going to die, I will die in the ignorance of what he says. I'm not going to die in the emotions of how I feel and what I think is right. And this presuppose self-righteousness that makes me look right. I'm kind. You're not kind.
Hallelujah.
You're not loving because you don't love him. You're going to tell someone you're kind and loving when you don't love him. When he commands you to do tough unto all men. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care what the person is. You do tough, you do excellent. You show them kindness and love. You know, I watched the man the other day as he was behind me blowing the horn. Move over, preacher. I got to get to work. I said to the young man, I said, tell you what, boss, man, you got to. He's building the deck up here on this house. I said, you did that righteously. You know that, don't you? And he looks at me. He had never seen me a day in his life. He said, you really think so, man? I said, get out of your mind. Look at that there. I said, you know how to do it, boss, man. He does. Simple, man. I said, I got some work for you. I want you to do something for me. He said, I'll do it. I called him, missed him, but he called me back. He was so appreciative just for those kind words. You should have seen the glow on his face. You should have seen his reaction. I said, I've got to now. I said, look here. You make sure now. You go take care of me because we will do you right, all right? And so this is where I befuddled him. I said, now you were going to call from YisraYah'ale. He didn't know how to answer that. He was like, what in the mama daddies have I got myself? I said, don't worry, boss man. I've got you. Be kind to every man.
Yeah.
Every person. Child, adult. You're kind to them. You treat them like you want them to treat you. And you're a damn hypocrite if you don't do it. You be affectionate to them like you suppose that you deserve something. You deserve nothing. Your wicked, dirty ways, your sinful ways, just for the kindness of Yah. He didn't elect me because I was strong and great. I had nothing to offer. Neither does you. You're not special. He is. He is. And because you are the body of Yahshua, you're special. You're just as special as she is. You're just as special as she is. That's it. I don't care if you don't like me. I've never been offended because people didn't like me or get upset. It doesn't bother me. You will be more upset than me. Listen to what God says. He's talking about the Sugula. I shall, my friend. He says, a latter part of verse 9, he said, which keeps you guard, you guard his spirit and his kindness. He keeps that with them that loves him and keep his mitzvot to 1,000 generations. That's who he loves. You got to keep the commands of Yah. And it begins with loving Yah with all whole. And then I'll show you one just like that one is to love. You will know you love Yah when you love YisraYah'ale. You don't give a damn. You anti-social. You don't want to draw. You know you don't give. I don't care what it is. That's one thing that Evangelist Hartsfield told me, I must say. And I bless him for that. He showed me the jackass I was. Look at this little boy. Right in front of my wife. Man, why would you do that? He said, look at this little boy. He's a boy. She didn't like him saying that. But she wanted him to help me. And it was that day when it dawned on me, you are stupid. I can't allow what I went through in life. And from that moment, my whole life, I'm so glad. Aren't you glad? I am. A fool up here trying to instruct you on how to do it. I'm nutty as they come. I'm glad he did me like that. That's why I will never denigrate the man. I'll leave him alone. If he's still alive, all right. To 1,000 generations. And repay to them that hate me to their face to destroy. Yes, says to a man. I'm going to take them down to the dungeons of hell. We are arrogant people. We think that we're never going to die. We don't think that there's appointed unto man once to die, and then after that the judgment. We don't think we're going to have, that's how stupid we is. We think we're going to keep just living. You're going to die, my friend. The stroke came to an elderly man the other day. I can't recall where it was. May have been Lowe's. I said, you know we got that road to travel. We both going to travel the same. He said, I know that one. We're getting to the end of it too. Yah says, I will destroy, I will exterminate them. He is not slack to anyone that hates him. He is not slack at all.
Hallelujah.
There's only one evidential proof you love Yah. Not because you think you're nice or you think you're handsome, strong, because I give, that doesn't mean a damn thing.
Hallelujah.
I treat everybody kind. You don't treat everybody kind. You know what kindness is. You want to know what kindness is? Let children test you. They'll let you know. I was thinking about this brother. I said, all these years he's been with me. He's always, the young boys always loved him. He's always taking time. Always. His son would have rather be with him than him. Yeah, he would have. He came to daddy's house, but everybody hung around him. They all did. And that vile dog of hell that came here made an accusation against him that was so corrupt, so vile. I won't even repeat it. The cousins love each other. She wasn't that kind to you, first cousin. You bought the bogus lies, you can have them. I'm not going to buy them. Period. I like Nate though. I may invite him next year. Not to see you. See, now you smile on that. The hypocrisy of us. I'll invite his son. And so his next to the oldest boy, he didn't. Saw him, he was very fearful. That's respect. You know why? Because he can't charge me with nothing. Nothing. He can't. He's not slack to anyone that hates him. He will pay, he's going to repay us to our face. He's not slack those that hate him. And there is a true identity of those that hate him. Verse 11. Who shall therefore keep the mitzvot, the statutes and the judgments which are commanded you this day to do them. That's the only way we expect you to him. Because we must keep the instructions of Yah to perform them, to to fashion ourselves in that degree, and to do everything he says. You're not special because you say you're a Hebrew Israelite. That's stupid. You call those that you call brothers every kind of degenerate thing there is. You will not identify all people of your hill as being the sons of Jacob, but you will identify all people that are of the color of the white skin, as we would say, they are the sons of Esau. How can that be? Yes. How can that be? It's a jackass delusion. Yeah. It's a corrupt thesis. All people, those are from Africa, they're dirty and stinking. They're dirty, stinking Africans. Yet Yah put those of his election right among them. Right among the Hamites. Yes, he did. Yes. I prove it all in the book. And they would tell you, no, those in Africa, they are the Hamites. Yet you will say that everyone from Russia to the Caucasus, even those that are in China, the sons of Esau. Geneticists getting back to him. 5 years to prove one point. He said, I must confess, we're no special different kind of people. I can trace every DNA, every aspect of us back to that piece of land they call Africa, to Africa. You tell me that the nation was not created in that domain there? You tell me as Yah dispersed his people they were his creation, that you did not see the complexion of skin and the beards and the built of people. You didn't see that change? The diet changed that. The work ethic. And that's a fact. Can't see the range of people, how they look, the eyes. No squiver, no sunlight, rickets, and the skin complexion change. There are people that are as white as snow. Live in the far regions. Yet you've got those that's the Mongolians, their skins are dark. This is how ignorant we become because we don't have time to do things that are valuable and important. Yes. It's fact. And so the daughters of the Hamites, they play with the sons of the Shemites. And the daughters of the Shemites, they play with the daughters of YHWH. Because Esau said, them gals over there, those Canaanite women, I don't care what you say, Yaakov, Rebecca, I don't give a knickers what the hogs meat. They're fine and they're pretty. Look at that beautiful skin color is black and rich. You're taking me one of them. I'm not defying you. That's what he did. Yes. That's what he did. And you tell me out of that came some white folks, or you tell me it came out of a womb white. This is such a stupid ideology. It is just insanely stupid. And people buy because we are stupid. You gonna tell me that? You gonna tell me that? That this you call albino thing came out of her, and one was black like you silly jackass. Yeah. But people love that. They're amused with that because they want to think highly of themselves. What he said is enough for me. I have nothing. I'm going to die with nothing. I'm going to die broke just like I am now. I'm broke as they come. And that's a fact. Yet you're going to tell me that that community, and out of that, where y'all call a nation of people, and you're going to tell me that the concept of that birth of this nation, you tell me it didn't have a little white blood, a little a black blood, a little brown blood, it had every kind of blood in it. And that's a fact. Tell me, my friends, why is that all white people are sons of Esau? And I say, damn all white people, they all go to hell. Damn all black people, because they all going to hell. That's a fact. Yeah. Why is it that? How do you come to that determination? The ignorant. It doesn't take much to baffle the simple and stupid. It's almost me looking in the reflection out of the mirror and say, boy, you know you're bad. But no, I'm not. Look closely at your eyes. Look at you, keep smiling, and you look, wow. Don't even worry about it. Let it, you're going to die that way. It's just how stupid we is. Yes. You can suck your gut in all day long. It means nothing. Turn to the side, you still look the same. Yes. Yes. You still look the same. You can turn around, but I'm holding it back. I know it is. Yes. It's your arrogance and your stupidity. Yes. You still look the same. Hallelujah. You still look the same. There ain't no different. It's just a reflection. And what you don't like, it shows you what you don't like. And so you want to look at what you think you like. Look at me. Well, I like my beard. I do like that. Just wish it was bigger. My hair. I like my beard. And I love my gray hair too. Yeah, this silver hair up here. I got to cut other thing. You see, that is so beautiful. I said, no, it ain't beautiful. Makes me strong. That's great. I ain't gonna die nothing. Don't need no black trim. Yeah. And that's what these folks are doing. So, who are the special ones? You can't be special when you defy the commands. I can't do this, son, but I know that the testimony of Yahshua in me does this. I can't do it. I can't bring the offering that would offset my corruption. Yahshua can. And I know, this is how I know that I love him. Turn quickly. This is the prophecy. Turn quickly to 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2, one verse I want to read quickly. It says this, and I want to identify the Greek words in this because they're so profound, although that the Hebrew gives us the same identity. But it says in John, 1 John 2 and 4, he that says, I gnosko. He that says, I know, I understand, I perceive, I have knowledge. He is the living value of my heart. He that says, I know, gnosko. Gnosko. He that says, I know. Here. And te reotu, and te reotu, and keeps not his commandments, his charges. Do what Yah commands, which he instructs us. He says that one is a liar. That one is a liar. You say that you know him, and you don't do what he commands you, you're a liar. And the first order of that command is loving him with everything. And loving your neighbor as yourself. You love you, don't you? But you don't realize how much you hate you. Anytime you're not honest with him, you don't love you. You parents, are you honest with your children? If not, you don't love them. You must be honest with them and forthright. You must see what needs to be correct. And once you highly esteem yourself, I know you are in trouble. You don't have to. Because your works will speak for you. You got all these essentials. Someone's going to notice that. It is right. On the job, they notice the ones that work. When I worked at IBM, the man said, you do. It was quantitative and qualitative. You're doing 3-4 times as much as everyone. I want to give you this job because if you're attentive that way, no mistakes, I know you're going to make sure that none of this stuff is disorganized. I had the best job in the house. I did. Always did. So anytime you esteem yourself, you don't have what you think you have. And that's a fact. Man, some of the best ball it is until you go up against another ball line. I know that's right. All I can do this boy think about those days of balling. We would ball like jacks. And he was the only one I wanted. You know why? Because he was tough. Oh, Sheena girl didn't lie to me that day, ball. She said, I heard you play basketball. I said, I do. She says, my brother played basketball, so I eat him up. She said, oh, you don't know, he will get you. And I met him. And I'm glad I did. She said, how about that? He's a baller. I like that. Give him to me. I will give him. Give him to me. This you I love. Because I know the only thing you do is make me better. Yeah. You're confronted by your flaws, people. It's going to make you stronger. Anytime you want to encapsulate yourself in your false realities. And so I knew him, ball handling, jumping. I knew if I played him, I would get better. And not only that, he would get better too. And that's the way it was. We never played on the same team until I got old. Why? Because I knew he could handle things from there. And so anytime you exude yourself, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Don't think of your dirty, wicked ways. It had not been for the kindness, his chesed. That's all it is. You didn't make a covenant with him. He made one with you. You had no oath, you couldn't swear by no power. But he swore by himself. I will make an oath, and it will not look at the heavens. You will know who I am when you look at the heavens. I'm not going to defy that nation. We that love Yah, we keep his commandment. And all of these are hinged upon two. The first 4 would deal with loving him, and the latter 6 deal with loving your neighbor the same as you love him. And any time you separate yourself from that, that's hypocrisy. I don't care who it is. I don't care my wife, my children. Makes no difference. God says, I'm going to deal with you face to face because you hate me. I'm going to show you what hate is, hypocrite. You must be honest with yourself. I'm honest with me. I'm honest. And so one talks to me like I do. You can't say nothing to me that would offend me. You can't. Because you don't talk to me like I talk to me. That's a fact. You can't say nothing to offend me. Because you don't talk to me the way I do. I talk to me harsh, hard. I don't speak a kind word to me. You're nice and you love your wife. I don't say that to me. You're wicked, devil of hell. A thought, even not a thought to participate in something, even on that fringe, I rebuke it immediately. Devil, wicked man. We don't correct ourselves like that. And that's a fact. You're a liar, and the truth is not in you at all. Not at all. There's a visible evidence. If someone loses weight, is there visible evidence? Yes. You see them? When there's a change in someone, don't you see visible, physical reaction of evidence? Yes. You're full of your own bull. I don't care what it is in life. When you see a radical transformation, you will see it in attitude, personality, the verbiage of one. Yes. Don't tell me you don't see that. Yeah. Don't tell me you don't see that. Yes. I said to them yesterday, I said, I don't want you all to call him nothing but big brother. Because he is your big brother. Well, what about Levi and what about Levi? I say, Levi got big brothers. And Huda got big brothers. But he's your big brother. Well, he's your... I said, no. He's the only brother. So he's the big one. Yes. And that's what you better call him. Big brother. Or call him bro. You can call him either big brother or bro. No other name. No other name. He's got to live in a house with 4 daughters of Zion. That's insane. Yes. Yo, we'll run him crazy. Yes. I'm going to protect you, big bro. Y'all will run him crazy. Yes. Y'all will wear him to the death. Y'all gang against him. They're not going to do that no more. If anyone come against you, it's going to be me, and I will flatten your fat nose, okay? Nobody else. You call him big bro. Big bro. A big brother. I like the big bro part. I like that bro. That's what you better call him. And he will come to me and tell me, like he reported this morning. And that's a fact. True. Your game up on him. I'm not going to let you do it. All right? How about that? Yeah. I want to move into this area because it's vitally important. I can't finish you on today, but I want to take us into a direction. Who is my brother and who is my sister? These they call themselves Hebrew Israelites. You can travel the span of the earth and you will know those that are on the house of YisraYah'ale. Because there will be a peculiarity to them. They will be different. They will act. They may not be as knowledgeable as you, and their skin color will come in every hue and every range. How are you going to tell me? I can look at his complexion. Look at his complexion. Look at the mama. Look at her. Look at her. Look at him. That's his daughter. Look at her. You going to tell me that there's not a range of skin complexion from his? His complexion, his dad is not far from his. And there's a range. Goes up just like it comes down. You haven't seen nobody really black. There's some nations where the folks are so black, they're black. They're black. And so you're going to tell me that all the Hebrew Israelites, for you Hebrew Israelites, I am YisraYah'ale, that they all dwell right here in the room. 40 million, 45, let's go with all of them. Let's go with Brazil and all South America. You don't even have, you have little over 100 million people. Yes. That's it. Yah promised Avram 4 billion. You will know those that live among you. Yes. You will meet a brother in a strange land there, in Africa, anywhere. I don't care where it is. 1 or 2 in Sweden, and a few here, in Russia. They don't even realize that there were many people of my hue went to Russia after, during the 40s, 20s, and 30s. They moved there to live there. They married their children. Alexander Pushkin, there's a square in Moscow called Pushkin Square. He was just as black as we are. This is ignorance of this generation. So everyone that is black is not a Hebrew Israelite, but everyone that is of the Caucasian is, or the Caucasian Torah skin, then they're Esau. Somewhere there's a little Esau in all of us there. Because somewhere Esau has dropped his blood in us. And that's just a fact. You can tell by the range of skin color. And how do you know that the father of your lineage wasn't white? Then you're not a Hebrew Israelite, according to this damn thesis. Yes. False lies. You're going to rip it to hell. Hallelujah. Did they come out with little? They came out of Mizraim, they came out of Misraim, they came out with much. They were overlaid. They took everything. We don't have a pot to urinate in or winter the Torah of. Going to that, let's live the land. I'm not going anywhere. Well, they hoodwinked him. No, you're the one that's hoodwinked. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And when YHWH transformed the nation, I don't need to get on no plane to go back down. I don't need no spaceship either. And you're so stupid you don't know what a spaceship is. Who is my brother? I want to read this quickly with Matithia. I must give us a preface. I must show us that we're going to see things beyond this. Matithia 12:47. And there were one said to him, Matithia 12:47. He says to Joshua, behold your mother, your ex-wife, not Ema. But in the Greek, it means exo. And the word exo is that there's a stranger. That's why he said, behold, he says to him, behold your maker, the source whereby you were from, and your brother stand without. Exo. That they are strangers. They didn't know because they haven't seen you in this manner. They stand without, desiring to speak to you. And he answered and said to him that told him, he asked a question precisely. Who is my mother? And who are my YisraYah'ale? Is it cold in here? Okay, turn it. I don't want you all to get cold. Turn that one. All right then. We're going to get us some of those. I'm thinking about, y'all bless us with the funds. I always say, y'all give me $1 million and do this whole roof and solar panels and put a system in here that we can utilize the sun for everything, cooling and heating. You understand? Yes. That's what this stupid world is so stupid. Yes. I was looking at the rat holes in this nation this morning. When I was reading the cities that are in such parallel poverty, drugs, from the south to the north, yes. From Mississippi to New York, from Detroit to Camden, New Jersey, poor and poverty, crying. From the Baltimore to the DC, they made all the people of color there, kicking them out of DC, Baltimore, for the elite. Yes. The rich. Yes. You're kicking them out, moving them out farther. And they still have to catch buses and things to work. Never travel down Independence. I always look for things, and I see people that look like me catching the bus, and they've come all the way across town. Go to work. I was looking the other day, and I saw these two women. One had on a bonnet because you can tell she had caught the bus, went up Center City, and they were walking because the bus had let them off. I said, wow, I wonder where they live. You see, things like that I'm attentive to. Wow, how far have they come? And the thing of it is, they must work.
Yes.
My cousins love me. They don't give a damn about you, fool. My aunt asked her sister, with these devils up here, but they love each other. Can folks care for each other? Get out of here with that mess. Get out of here. Oh, my people will not do me like that. Go live with them, you'll find out. Stay there beyond your terms and see what will happen. Hypocrites. But he's the Israelite brother. We'll move in with him. You got laid off your job. You have nowhere to stay. See how long he's going to be Israelite brother. Brother, who you got the kick now? You know, it doesn't take no 2 or 3 months. It takes about a few days. Invade my privacy. We got one house here. We all live in the same house here.
Hallelujah.
They don't understand that. We all live in the same house here.
Hallelujah.
He got his bedroom. I got my bedroom. We all live in the same house.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You think that people care about what you are silly. Can I show us this? We don't really give a damn about each other. So what you make that we're being reproved and correct? What makes you think that someone doesn't even have any decency of personality care about you? That's the one that was living up here, the shelter. I got everything ready. I hate that. I don't rejoice in that. I'm just saying this to you, those that even compel her to do wrong, they are the first ones that would turn their back on you. I will rebuke her and tell her quit acting like a cow, a slut. I saw her walking down the street the other day before she was dumped. I turned my head the other way. Don't even waste your damn hands at me. You slutty little whore. Don't even look at me. I turned the other way so I didn't even have to see her. Let's get real.
Yes.
Let's get real. Think all you want to.
Yes.
Not real. Who's my mother? Who are my YisraYah'ale brothers? And he stretched forth his hand toward his mathetes, Talmudim, his disciples. He stretched his hand. That's what he did. And then he said, behold, my mother and my Yisraelite Achim. He did like this. That was a day in the days a mother would be a mother. I don't care. We didn't have no knowledge of you. I was thinking about this more in the 60s. How this growing up in that experience. It was, I believe the 50s were like that before, but there was nothing. I'm glad that I was born in that era. I'm glad I wasn't born now. Because this generation and those that are young, especially back 40, like they have no sensitivity. They're not sensitive. They don't give a damn unless they're taught well.
Yes.
I'm glad I was born in the 60s.
Hallelujah.
I said, yeah, what a kid.
Yes.
I thought about that this morning, shower. I said, all the young men, I'm not saying this boastfully, son. They were smart. The John Crumps of the world. I know the Eric Harrisons that played basketball for YisraYah'ale, played for Olympia. He gets a scholarship to God nowhere. He's one of those agents. He got his own all say. He's been in there for a year. You know he's making money. I know what this woman sold this place for right here in a little small town like this. She sold it for $2 million, son. And the Childs, Robert Childs, brilliant. They had fathers. And the John Crumps of the world. And that's just the fact. They were smart. The Norrises. And all of them, they were smart men. Because we were energized to challenge one another. Challenge each other in our schoolwork. That's what we did. Where do you think really the evolution came from? The 50s, the latter 50s, and the 60s. Men like the Malcolms and the Farrakhan, where do you think they come from? Not some little toy playing jive silly boys today that love nothing but a damn YouTube video and pride with their hand and these silly jackass women. Don't tell me to apologize. All they know is a laptop.
True.
It's stupid.
Yes.
We learned in those days.
Hallelujah.
I know I did. And the challenges were great. We challenge each other in school to be productive. Our teachers challenge us.
Yes.
The language and speaking properly to a point. No, I don't speak properly, but I sure will fool you. No, not sure will, but I will show will. I sure will fool you. You will not know. Why? Because you don't articulate in that fashion.
Bless you, yeah.
You know, the hypocrites will say, well, you change your voice. You know, I'm going to teach. When I was in, the professor told me at the school, I was taking public speaking. And we were hard on each other. You critiqued each other after every speech. Well, he didn't say that right. These are the people. And I will never forget the teacher, the instructor. She was a professor. She says to me, David, you should take voice dictation. There's a uniqueness about you. Well, she said, you could be a public speaker, and I could have played folks like you play a fool. Don't tell me I couldn't. I could have played the clown. I could have played folks in the church and the women and these effeminate boys as well. I could have. That wasn't my heart. I didn't want to. She says, take public speaking. I want you to take voice dictation because your voice will fill an auditorium. You can command people and convince them. I see it all the time. And they will like, when you pull up behind me blowing that horn making me back the other day, like, get out of the road, man. That's what he did to me. Yeah, he did. I said, hold up. He wants me out of the road trying to back up. And so it gives a bit of comfort to people as well. I'm not going to try to talk like that because I ain't talk like that. I'm going to talk the way I talk. And speak that way. And enunciate and speak with clarity. Period.
Bless you, yeah.
I don't have to pretend. I want us to hear, nation.
Hallelujah.
Who are the people of Yah? Where are the mothers? They are those that, this is what Yahshua said. He's either a liar, for whosoever shall do, or poieto, whosoever will do, and that means that you must commit. That's what poieto means, to commit. Are you truly committed? Are we committed to Yah? Those that do commit, do what? The will of Yah. Telelema, to satisfy the purpose of the heart of Yah, and to do it with great pleasure. We get quiet because we should.
Yeah.
About pleasure in doing things for Yah. I want you all to sing me a song and write a couple of songs on just YisraYah'ale. Sitting there last night and this morning, just looking at that word, that city, or the place of Shalom, where it is taught and the teaching. And that is, Shalom is having confidence in Yah. So you all write me some, take it from the scripture. Do me some songs on YisraYah'ale. How beautiful. Don't make me do it, all right? Because I live and I can sing concerning YisraYah'ale. All right? Hallelujah. This is identified. So whosoever shall do the will of my Abba, which is in the heavens, the same. The the same is my brother, sister, and my mother. Those that do the will of Yah, the same is my brother. Same as my sister. Lord, that's the house of Yah. Because we came out of the same birth nation. Those are the people of YisraYah'ale. That is who my family is. And I have, from the day I've learned things like this, I have never shunned them. I didn't care how people felt. I didn't care how my mother rejected me, how my brothers, and they rejected me, the two oldest one, until they're dead. And this fool there in Charlotte, until he's dead. It doesn't affect me. I have friends. I have brothers. I have daughters of Zion I love. And that's a fact. I said to her, Ish, the other day I say, son, now, this is what it's going to be. It's all Re'ah. You know how he talks as slow as, oh, that's him. But he talks as slow, not as a river water. He talks as slow as the creek runs. And so he says to me, don't, Re'ah. Oh, you know how that is. Don't even worry about that. That's about how this verbiage is. I said, son, get out of here. You know I'm not worried about that. But I'm just as much indebted to him as he is to me. I must honor him like he honored me. I would be a damn fool not to honor him. His love, his kindness. Any of these, I would be stupid, man. And if I can't feel your pains and our pains, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong. And that's something is wrong with you. You can't feel the pains of the body. Something is wrong with you when you're so insensitive. It's all about you. You are sick. It's not about me. And I can say wholeheartedly, I'm going to say it until I die. I don't waste God's funds. If he gave me $1 million, I wouldn't waste it. Believe me. That's a fact. I wouldn't waste one penny. Not at all. I said to my issue this morning, you remember when I bought this coat right here? I'm surprised I'm still wearing it. She said, yeah. That was before we moved down here. That's almost 25 years ago. I said, boy, it still fit. That's all right. But I wear that coat every year. And can I tell you, son, I was ashamed to spend what I spent for it right there. I spent $100. You know where I went? K&G. That's where I got it from. That's what it cost me. 100 smokes. And I was so embarrassed that I spent that much. I wanted to keep it under wraps. You're lying. Well, then I'm a liar. Run out of here. I'm not lying. I told her the same story this morning. I was ashamed. I'm not selfish. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be by myself, son. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to be alone. Truth of the matter. I want to know my neighbors and my friends. You go in somewhere and find some place that's so silly, stupid. I want to go quickly to YisraYah'ale. That's why I want to begin here. It took me an hour plus, but we're going to get through. YisraYah'ale. YisraYah'ale. This prophecy came not the approximate, because there are no approximate dates, times, and numbers in this sense, the year thereof. But this was about 900 years, give or take, after the nation, the prophecy of YisraYah'ale came unto the nation. It was a time when they were under the bondage of Babel. Yah raised up out of the midst of that nation a messenger of truth. His name was YisraYah'ale, strong and mighty. He caused trepidation and terror to the hearts. This is a rebellious generation. And they will overthrow anyone. They will push over you. And they will talk to you any kind of way. You understand? I will tell you all this. Have I corrected my wife many times? She's not going to overtalk me. That ain't about to happen. It's easy for me, even at my age, if I wanted to get a wife, than it is for her to get a husband.
True.
That's a fact, wives. You better realize that.
True.
That's a fact. I don't want a wife, because I got a gem of a gem. You understand? Let's go here to YisraYah'ale 16. I want to bring out some valid points here, right? I want to begin in verse 1. In the process of this teaching, I will begin at chapter 1 and bring us up to this and show you what Yah says. But I want to go on to the latter end, then I'm going to take us the course in the weeks to come, all right? Look at what Yah says. He talks here concerning this birth, this nativity, the origin of a nation of people, the root of this people. He says unto them, Ezekiel 61, it says, again, the word of Yah entered, both it came unto me, and this is what it spoke. It spoke profoundly, it spoke impactful, that it caused me to raise up. It was strong and magnificent. The word came unto me. It drove out every kind of ill that was in me, that separated me from Yah. He spoke to me. And this is what I want us to understand here in verse 2. He says, son of Edom. He identifies one city. He said, cause YisraYah'ale to know her do'ibah, her violent, sadistic, evil ways, and above all, her idolatrous ways. That's what he was talking about.
Yes.
Well, who is YisraYah'ale? Is this a mass that he identified? Let me take us to scripture. This is what we have to understand. We can't just draw from our own understanding of matters, but we have to draw from the book.
Hallelujah.
You can't interpret what he is saying. I will prove it out in the teachings of this matter to come. He says, I want you to cause YisraYah'ale. There was a multiples of kind that lived in YisraYah'ale.
Yes.
The Canaanites, the Berereshites, the Hittites, the Canaanites, and all.
Yes.
He says, so you tell me that they were the only one that were engrossed in the idolaters? 900 years passed from Exodus until this prophet. You can't tell me that that wasn't a wicked, dirty people. Everything about them was wicked. They were evil, they were sadistic, they were violent, and they loved the idolatrous works. So he said, I want you to cause YisraYah'ale. Was he talking to the Berereshites? Was he talking to a Pacific? I will show you the Pacific. Let's go here. Let's go quickly. Galatians. Who says Galatians? Galatians. Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. What is YisraYah'ale? Is he talking to the citizenry of that nation or the elect? This is what Shaul writes. He says, as he write unto those that were scattered abroad, but YisraYah'ale, which is above. You think it must be set upon the things that are above, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Which is the mother of us all. Which has birthed the rights of Yah in us. From that city, from that mother, from that bosom comes the correction of Yah's instruction. That's why the prophet says, and then the word of Yah came, boom, it entered into me, came unto me. And this is what Yah, this is what he spoke profoundly. This is what shook my inward parts. This is what moved me to be quiet, not to listen to myself, but to listen to what Yah had to say. So YisraYah'ale is about, well, she has no Pacific. She has an identity. She has an identity that is profound. There's only one that can tell us of the significance of her.
Yes.
His name is Dawid. I want you all to read this together with me. Tehillim, Psalms. Psalms. Hallelujah. Psalms 137. So is this city important to YHWH? We're the city that we're reminded of. But if we lose our saltiness, we're worth nothing. Look at what Dawid says here in Psalms 137 verse 4. He says, how shall we sing Yah's song in a nacha, in a strange land? Are we not in a strange land?
Yes.
Is not the nation in a strange land all over the world? How can we sing the songs that really exude and exalt them in a strange place?
Yes.
The elements around us are strange. They're so strange that the world has tried to make them right. But look what he says in verse 5. He says, if I forget, if I neglect, if I cease to care for what? If I cease to care for you, who? YisraYah'ale. If I cease to love you. That's what he says. I'm reading correctly.
Yes.
He says, let my right hand, her cunning, let my right hand, in essence, forget me. I'm not worth anything. I want you all to make some songs. This is what Dawid said here. He says, if I forget Shachah, if I ignore her, if I ignore the mother of my birth, he says, oh, YisraYah'ale. What do you think Yah said to the Nobi? He says, show my woman her sins. There is no city without people. I saw the capture of an article today, this morning. It says that cities out beyond the metro, they're becoming empty. They're trying to recruit people to live there. Those rural areas like this, nobody wants to live there. When Mr. Reagan told Gorbachev to tear down the wall between East and West, I was in West Germany. It was a beautiful place, even in those days. It taught me something about cleanliness. Everywhere was clean. Everywhere you went in Germany was clean. Everywhere. Everywhere. Immaculately clean. Spartan. That I didn't even throw down paper. I don't throw down paper no way. But it was clean. It was clean. And so when the walls were torn down, there are no young people in East Germany now. They all moved to the West. And there's nothing in East Germany but the old ones, the dying. There's no money in that part of Germany at all. Period. Because all those that had strength, they moved to the West. And the East is nothing like the West. Period. So although we're in a strange land, we cannot forget the mother.
Yes.
And the mother will nourish us with nothing but the shalom of Yah. I don't care what our circumstance is. She will feed us from her shat and birth that right in us to make us strong in the confidence of Yah's truth.
Hallelujah.
That's all she will do. That's why Dawid said, if I forget her, if I'm not reminded of my mother,
Yes.
if I don't care for her, is what he was saying. He says, if my right hand, let my right hand forget her. He said, let my right hand, let Yah do damage to me. But that's not the culmination, the next verse. He says, if I do not remember you, if I do not zachar, if you're not in my thoughts, who is YisraYah'ale? You are. We are. Yeshurun. That is a pet peeve name that y'all gave to this nation. Not just some landmass. But we are YHWH. Yes. We're the city birthed from a mother. We are the city. Look what he said. If I do not remember you, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not the elect of the city above my chief joy or my simcha. If I don't prefer the nation, his elect, above me being happy, then I'm nothing but a damn dog. I don't care what I think. Yes. I'm nothing. It can't be about me or you. Yeah. It's about YHWH in the mother. Yeah. And he's told me, he says, I want you first of all to show them their sin. And we don't like, this is an arrogant generation. Yes, yeah. People are haughty. They're broke. They're busted. Can I say this? I just thought about it. It makes me want to cry time. I received this beautiful tree the other day. And I thought that the University of South Carolina had sent me the tree. And so, when I opened the box, I did not thoroughly read where the tree came from. As a brother, he knows who he is. He has been supporting faithfully for a long time. I want to plant that tree in a place. He has cancer and he knows he's dying. You can be a fool all you want to, people. And then when I go again to look, I said, oh my. Because he had just sent an offering this week, past week. You can play all you want to. And think it's going to be all right. You are a fool. So I talked to him some time back and he says, I can't recall if it was on the telephone. I know we had corresponded. I can't recall. Because I had said, brother, I've been telling him for the longest, come here, come visit me. Just come sit down and have a meal. So he sent a tree. It's a beautiful tree. It really is. You know who you are, my friend. I will plant that here. And I thought about that. Because you're sure there is no life. He is the tree. He is where all the fruit we need grow from. Don't get arrogant, people, thinking that you're going to continue the way you are. And we said I was once young and now I'm old. You're going to get old if you live. And that's just a fact. You can be silly, think you're young. You know you're old. That's immature. It's silly. It's not even thinking rationally. Your movement is not the same. Your body doesn't function the same. It's just crazy to think that. I don't want to think like that. So we don't know the hour or the time. So it behooves us to be right at all times. Let us draw from the breast of YisraYah'ale. In what? Draw from the beauty of one another. You draw from correction, instruction. You draw from that. There's nothing that one that is wise, you can't offend them. I'm not offended. Like, nobody going to get out of here, little boy. I do things because I submit myself. There's one thing I learned in life. I've always submitted myself to others. I want them to tell me what to do. And as we go along, I can kind of say, well, look, brother, if we do this, it's way better. You understand? Always. Because I'm always thinking. I may start out the process one way. I said, I need someone to help me. I was going to use them to help me. I intended to have that poured on yesterday. We couldn't. It was raining. I said, I'll frame this out. I intended to do that when you all were away. But I got it framed out. I said, well, I want it to be nice for my babies. Some rebar and put some of that down. This is not going to break. When I finish it, it's not going to break. It's not going to crack. There's no cracks in me. I know what I'm doing. It's going to be strong. It's going to be beautiful. The colors. I want them to run there and play and jump and have fun. Something is sick with us if we don't want that delight out of the generation. I don't want it to be boring to them. I don't want them to be boring here. They're living here. I want them to have wives and children. They have homes and leaders.
Hallelujah.
Leader's not someone that can tell someone what to do. That's not a leader. Don't tell me they're leaders and they tell each other all the time what to do. Child does that. Lead is comprehending and taking that information, go beyond what one says. And above all, the most beautiful thing about a leader is what? Can you tell me? I will tell you all. A leader will always serve. That's a leader. They're going to work harder than you. They're going to do more than you. They're not going to get lost. They're not going to hide. That's what a leader does. A leader always works harder. He always. She will. She'll do the things and say, get out of my way. I know I will. Get out of my way. How many times do you think I've said that since being here? I said, get out. Just go on, go home. Go on. Get on away from me, man. Get away. I know it's the truth. Get away. Don't go home. You go home and rest and sleep. But do not. Get on. I don't need you. I don't want you to help me. I don't know how many times I've done that. That's why I put them out. And see, those that would have repentance, they will come back and say, I'm so sorry. And then I will show them that my appreciation. But don't do it again, man. Stop being silly and immature. And we will have fellowship. Look what Dawid says here in verse 7. This is profound here. He says to Yah, remember, O Yah, remember them, the children of Edom, the children of Esau, in the day of YHWH. Listen now. Who said, this is what Esau said, raise a rod. Cut them out. Tear the foundation out. Destroy. That's what raise is. He says, raise. Bring it to desolation. I want to make it destitute. I want to destroy it. I don't want that. That's the spirit of Esau. Anyone that thinks like that, you are the daughter, the son of the devil. I don't care who you is. This is what the children of Esau said. Raise it. Raise it. I want to tear down the damn foundations. So they will bring opposition. They will bring lies. They will speak evil. They will make innuendos. That's what they will do. They will let me say this is all. You can't interpret anything, anyone's action, if your actions are disingenuous. And that's just a fact. That's just like children trying to tell children, do that. Or Dad, we do this. And well, she gets just as, I will, fruitcake-ish as him. No different. How she gonna fuss at him? His actions are the same. So how can you, and you know one by their actions and their attitude. Don't tell me you cannot be discerned. I don't have to squint my eyes. I look at people. I say, look at that. Yeah. I don't care who it is. I don't care. That begins here with her. I'm not going to play it. Right there. So how can Levi tell Huda, a man child, you're my man child. He said, Papa, why you calling him your man child? I'm a man too. That's all right. He taught me a new dap now. I know you taught him that dap. Then he got to come around and he got to get the back of mine. He got to slap me on the back. He's taught me his new dad. You understand? So how can Hura, he likes to boss Ash. How's he going to tell Ash? He can't even get up and get something off the shelf, but he's going to. But he's going to tell him, it's crazy nation.
Yes.
We're going to know one another by the fruit we bear. I don't care who you are. You can't escape. And I'm talking, you know I'm talking to? You.
Yeah.
I don't care who you is.
Yes.
I don't care whether you agree or not.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
Yes.
YHWH, the city, the mother. He said, I want you to eradicate. We are YisraYah'ale.
Yes.
We are that city that's set upon the hill. And if we lose our fervor for Yah, then we're tough for nothing. You don't have love for Yah. You're not worth a knickers what the rats need. I don't eat rat meat. You're not worth a dime. So we can't lose our fervor for Yah. We must remember the birth.
Yes.
We must remember that. And to think that we are somebody special, that's stupid.
Yes.
You're a Hebrew Israelite. You don't even take care of your children. You got babies out here everywhere. You don't love nobody. How can you call yourself someone of great, studious esteem? You don't even love your children. You call the woman that birthed them some of the most horrific, horrible words there that can be destroyed in the vocabulary. You call her something less than a dog. You disqualify all the women like that. They do. You don't concur with them, and don't let them see you with a pair of pants on. You women, take off the pants, but don't let them see you with that on. They denigrate every woman of my heel down to the lowest extent. I would not even be a part of that. They talking about your mommy too, okay? My mother was wrong in her ways, and she was ignorant in her ways. But she did all she could to bring me up right. But while the man wasn't there, because he was a homemonger, not a whoremonger, he was a homemonger. He was just as much of a hoe as she was a hoe. She just had to carry the bag after he dumped her. If you drop every bit of the weight on the woman, she being the weaker vessel, you are cowards, all of you. They denigrate the woman. Use them nothing but a bed, not even a bed woman, some of those big old fat dogs of men. They can't do nothing. They satisfy no wife, and they got 4 and 5. I saw one, he was every bit 300 pounds. The man said, you got a problem with women. He said, no, what I have a problem with women? I got 5 wives. And I'm looking at this fat boy. I'm looking at him. You got 5 wives. They got to be women that are gullible, and it's sad. Yes. There are enough men for every woman to have a husband. It is. Yes. Every woman of my youth, there are men out there. You've got to position yourself as a wife. It's one thing about a man, when he finds something, he knows what he's found. Yeah. And we as men, we would do things out of just kind of, for the moment, out of despair. Yeah. Can you imagine how many folks have got married, met each other tonight, they got married tomorrow night? And they've stayed together 50 years, 100 years. That's just a fact. Yes. They have. There are folks who go to Las Vegas, meet each other, they get married, and they stay together, and they die together. True. And there are those that have known each other 50 years, and they get married, they don't stay together 1 week. That's why all the weddings must be in YisraYah'ale. Yeah. And that's, we are corrected, yeah. Shown our ways. Yeah. And there's not one of us above the law, the Torah of Yah. Yeah. None of you. Yeah. None of you. Yeah. Disregard Yah like that, may you go to hell. I don't care what it is. Yeah. Let's go back to YesGel. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
16:3. And this is where I want to, and we'll finish this today. Hallelujah. He says this. Yah says to him, this says the sovereign Yah to YisraYah'ale. He talks about YesGel 16:3. He talks about the Mecharu, the origin, the channel of your DNA. He talks about the birth. This is the roots of anyone, the roots. And this is the only place in Torah where this word Mechura is used. You see the word birth. But this is the only place, there's a reason why that. The words Mechura, what it means here. This is the only place it is used. So you're not going to tell me that a piece of land was birthed. So YisraYah'ale has to imply more than a piece or a mass of land. It has to be more than that. He's talking about a nation of a people that was birthed and that come forth in the place whereby that city, that they all will be mothered and soothed in the way of Yah. Everything they needed was there, and they were surrounded and stretched beyond the borders of the world. And people in every nation would know that they're from that city and know how blessed and how rich they are, and they will make others rich, and they will make lands richer, and they will make them in the knowledge and understanding of Yah. These Hebrew Israelites, it's a damn shame. Yahshua commands us, don't cast his pearl before the swines, and give that which is sadiq unto the dogs, lest they turn and rent. They're trying to convert faggots. I'm not trying to convert one faggot. No man. They call themselves the prophet of the Lord. I buy that. They are not the Nobi'im of Yahushua HaMashiach. They're the prophets of their lords, of their thesis, their doctrine that have come through the corruption of men. That's all it is. Their 12-tribe chart is a wicked lie. It's from the gutters of hell. Every group, and they got there just like the Baptists, the Methodists, they all got their splinter groups. They all say the same thing, and yet they ridicule and they denounce one another. That's what they do. Now, I don't mind judging others because I judge myself with the greatest strength in what I judge others. See, a coward can't judge because they don't want nobody to see their ways. When you're a coward, you're not going to judge. You're not going to reprove. You're not going to tell someone when they're wrong. When you're a coward. Because you don't want your ways to be exposed. You don't want their hypocrisy. But he that judge, I'm a man that judge. I don't fear no man. I don't fear how he judged me. It's the thing that corrects us. It's the judgment that makes us right. You are silly as cats down now. Yeah, people don't like me because I talk like this, but that's all right. I'd rather take my chance talking like this than take my chance talking like you. All right? And that's a fact. Hallelujah. Look at the birth of this people. Look at the roots. He says, and not only your mechura, but your molech, your nativity. Not only that, but your nativity, your offspring, your family, the country of origin, where you're from. Not only your birth, but your nativity. He says, is of the land of Canaan. Hold up now. It can't be. Because these are the sons of the Hamites. You tell me somewhere in the lineage of that, there was a Canaanite, a son of Ham? because the sons of Ham, they danced with the daughters of Shem.
Yes.
And the daughters of Shem danced with the sons of Japheth. And that's a fact.
Yes.
And they went out. And so that's why we have what I would call a complexion disorder. You got that from one extreme to the other. Don't tell me you're going to tell the in between. I look at her and him like that. And if she wasn't in the sun a little bit, her skin would look just like his. That's right. Look how dark he is. He's dark just like his daddy. Daddy got that rich darkness, man.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Kind you want to buy. I'm not ashamed of blackness.
Hallelujah.
I like to be black. Ain't nothing you see a man as black as tar. His face is shiny, he's gleaming. He stand before you know us. Whoa, 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 whoa. That right there is enough. Now tell me that him, his sons, somewhere this Japheth had to, that lineage somewhere he had a question
Yes.
that needed to be answered. So he intervened in some aspect. It's so stupid, nation. It's crazy. The concept. And the one who started the 12 tribes. And Abba Bivin, knowing that that was a joke. These men know it's a joke. The 2000 year, the spaceships are coming. They were no different than that. What's the fellow's name that's dead now? The old white man that always, every year, his Jesus was coming. And he died here some years back. He had 60-some radio stations. I can't recall his name. And they've been peddling that lie. And now that you don't hear him talk about it much. Why? Because it's 400 years, man. Now you can't mistake 1619 to 2019. That's 400.
Yes.
There may not be a proximity between the years or the approximate between the deliverance of the Exodus or Escale, but I sure can count from 1619 to 2019. There's history recorded. 400 years. Why not bring enlightenment? I want your enlightenment on that. Tell your leaders. I'll debate any of them on a course that is debatable. You're not going to be running around every kind of barn, you saying crazy mess. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You ask him, you were born in the land where you're not of the nativity, your nativity of the land of Canaan, the lowland. Your father was an Amorite. Your father was an Amorite. And your mother was a Hittite. You came from Heath. He was the second son of Ham. But all Africans are Hamites. Anyone coming from that part of the world, they're Hamites, and they're dirty and they stink. We're going to get into the depths of this, all right?
Yes.
That's nothing. Yah says to us, that's why he brought this out, the roots now of a people. I'm going to show us our roots now. You that are of YisraYah'ale. Then who do you think you are? It's almost someone asking, who do you think you is? Who do you think? There are folks that think that they are somebody, and they exude themselves.
Yes.
That's stupid. Who do you think you is? And this is what Yah is implying. You think that you're great, and you have arisen to this point by your own intellectual power. Don't you realize where you came from? It's almost like someone rising to a level of power and wealth, and they forget where they come from. As the old ones will say to us, don't ever forget where you came from. Don't forget now. Don't become high-minded and think you're somebody. Don't forget where you came from, baby. We'll tell you that, remind you that. So Yah said to them, us, Don't you realize what you came from? Who do you think you are? What makes you superior, greater than anyone?
Yes.
He says, show these devils here in the city of my beloved, YHWH, show them their wicked ways.
Yeah.
Show them how corrupt they are. Show them the idolatrous practices that they're performing. Did Torah practice idolatry?
Yes.
They all. Did not Shlomo, his mind was bewitched, and he moved away from the lights of Yah. And did he not build gods for all 1,000 of them? What can a man do with 1,000? What can a man do with 5 wives? It is so stupid. They're not wise. They're nothing but concubines. That jackass up there in Virginia said, what's nothing wrong with the concubine? I said, you don't know the derivative of the word, do you? She's nothing but a whore, and you have designated that one to be a whore just to serve your pleasure. I don't want a wife just to serve my pleasure.
Yeah.
I want a wife that we serve one another. I don't want a wife for that. I don't need a wife for that. 5 wives. I got a gut, but he had a gut. How do you even service 5 wives? And many of the times the women got their own places. They're not too much moving them in one place. And there are places where they all live in one place. That's an abomination.
Hallelujah.
That's why Shlomo, even Shlomo, he had his place. And they all slept in the quarters together. He may walk through there one day and say, she's brown, and oh, she's black as tar. I want to see her tonight. She's pretty. And they all wanted to beckon him at the time of ovulation, when they knew it was a certain thing, that they could have a baby. Because that will move them up into a different sphere. God said, if I give you all your heart, you still won't love me. If he gave us everything we wanted, if he gave you the money of the Bill Gates, and I just saw that he overtook Rizzo, he's the richest man now. What can he do with all that money? That's his immature childishness.
Yes.
That he wants to be identified as. That's so sick. That's a sick mentality. And that's just a fat nation. He said, don't you know, don't think that you think you are someone and you're nothing. And we're going to see in the procession of this teaching. You don't even know where you were born from, where you have arrived from, what took place to produce even the kind like you. Don't you even know? Let us deal with this word. I want to deal with this moledeth, the root. I want to deal with that for a moment. All right, let's go to Revelation quickly. This is our root here. Revelation chapter 22, verse 16. It says, I, YHWH, have sent my melech. I've sent my messenger to testify to you these things in the YisraYah'ale congregation. They were not to be testified to everyone, just his people in Jerusalem. He says, I am the Hezach, I am the roots, I am the lineage of the spring that Dawid came out of. He said, I am the root and the offspring of the Giddels, the same kind, of the same kind, of the same nature of Dawid. And I'm the bright and the morning star. That's where your roots lie. He said, not only did I come out of him, and the light of him, and the birth of him. That's what he is saying. And so the prophet, The word of Yah came into him. Say, let this stupid, idolatrous, wicked people know. Who do you think you is? You think you're better than someone? You're doing the same wicked thing. Your sin is much more wicked than the Canaanites, the Amorites. You do things that they don't even do. Look at Yahudah and YisraYah'ale. You lay with everything, every god, every dog. You believe every lie. That's what he's talking about. He's on the road.
Yes.
I am the root. I am the I am what you grow out of. You were nothing. And it's because of the Abba that he grounded. And he rooted us in what? Emunah. That's the only thing. We just believe, nation. Not because of your physicality. Not because you're tall or short. Not because you're fat or wide or skinny or thin. That's not it. And because you're black or white, brown or tan. He said, who do you think you is? You think that give your preference over someone? And that's a sad mentality. When any of us think that I'm preferred, there's a preference for me. Listen, all these years, you have lived here, but you've been here all these years. I've let no one come here. I don't really fellowship with the people that come here. Because I don't want them, because when they come not because they've heard even roughly. They came because, all those people came because they've heard me. And we run to them like maggots on a dead dog. We want the telephone number, we want to keep in touch. And damn, we don't even stay in touch with each other. I want to stay in touch with him. With him back there. I want to be in touch with him. I want to be in touch with my brothers right here. Yeah, man. And where do they fall? They all fall off. Because they know you're gullible. And they will meet each other and get together. And they don't even have no bond when they do that. You remember that night I rebuked that man who came here. He called himself, well, he keeps the Shabbat. He's a lunar Shabbat keeper. And I rebuked him. The little crazy wife he had out there. And when he went outside, he said, I'm leaving here. Well, because you're messing with the, not a wolf now. You're messing with the lion now. And I'm going for the vein, the jugular vein. So when he got out there, he treated his wife like nothing. I said, don't be a silly little boy. I said, look at you, boy. I know if you did your wife like that. She was a simple woman. Yes. She was so simple, it was pathetic. I said, if you do your wife like that, boy, I said, stop that. Now, I'm rebuking him right here. I said, don't do her like that. I said, the woman wants to, that's your wife, let her love you. He didn't even know how to love her husband. I said, stop that little boy. Stop that. So he goes and he railed against me. Now before that, Carter was here and the other little nut from down there. They all lived in the same city of Greenville. You hear me? Yeah. I never told them about each other. Because I know how nutty people are. Yes. I never told. I think nobody here, there ain't nobody that's on. I've heard that from too many. I never told them about each other. I never told them that you all live in the same city. Because you know what's going to happen now? Each one of them are going to rule over one another with their own theses and with their own compilations of stupidity. And when they came here one tabernacle one year, before that house was burned down, the first one came, I said, you got one from your same city over there. Go over there. Oh, they were happy. He was so happy. The third one came, I said, well, you know what? Listen, there's another one from your same city over there. Get out of here. Oh, they were, you couldn't break them apart for nothing. They go back to Greenville and they start meeting in the library. So I asked one that, I said, what happened? Oh, that didn't last long. Because everyone knew. I knew it wasn't going to last. That's why I never introduced them to each other. There are people that tell me I live, ain't nobody. And I may say, I've heard from people from there. But I will never tell them because I know what's going to happen. And so when people come, especially your daughters, you get crazy with stuff like that. Because you're emotional, you want to share. And it's silly.
Yes.
And it never lasts. Never. They don't come here because of your daughters. They don't even know you. And because I don't, I just want to sit down and talk. I said, no. No, it's sure when you come, you can sit down and talk with her. I don't need to sit down and talk with my daughter. She just needs to hear. I'm not going to sit down and just discuss things that they want to discuss some of the most silliest things.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying. My wife is wise enough. She'll guide you right. She'll tell you.
Yes.
She'll show you what you need to do. But as far as me sitting down, I'll sit down with him. The one that was recently here. Oh, please let me. I said, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry. I knew that person wasn't ready to give nothing to you. But you all got a telephone number and all that.
Yes.
First thing she did, she didn't visit. I said, Eva, what happened? And next thing I know, the little office, she cut that off. Ain't nothing. This place was built before you ever came here interview on.
Hallelujah.
Now you think if I'd moved that person here, what would happen? She want to come here and take the sisters out and do that. That's not going to happen. We're not going to have that here. I'm not going to let anyone break that. I don't give a damn who you are.
Yeah.
I don't care. Where is she now?
Yes.
I'm just showing us where is that one.
Right.
Where is that one? I've met too many. And they didn't come here because they heard Imarafia sing.
True.
They came here because somewhere their sins were being revealed. And then when they get here with this kind of delusional concept, it's not what you think it is. Because he's not going to play with you. He's not going to laugh with you. He's not going to cut jokes with you. I'm not going to do that with nobody.
Yeah.
I don't do that with my wife. As sure as hell is hell, I'm not going to do it with anyone else.
Yeah.
And what happened? When they feel like they got a friendship with you, they don't give a damn about you. Silly man.
Yeah.
Silly woman.
Yes.
They couldn't even be honest with me. You think they're honest with you? Stop that. People are silly. Why don't they call me? I would. I called down. I went by his place, didn't I? I called him some kind. Yes, sir! Oh, you were going to look at us? I didn't come here to look at your building. I come here to look at your work. I came here and I brought you 5 sheep. I like Carol. I've always liked his wife. I just didn't like the way that bastard did her.
Yes.
I always liked his wife. She was very meek and kind. She would say to my issue all the time, everything Rayok said today, nobody told him anything. But he knew what he was saying. Because I could look in his eyes for 15 minutes without batting. And then you let me try that with me. You're not going to win. And she said everything he said was, he needed that. And that's a fact.
Hallelujah.
That's a fact. And you think they care for you. No. If they don't love me, they don't give a knickers worth of rat's dung about you. Just like that family. I want to finish, y'all. Just hear me. And that boy was smoking dope across the road there. And I watched him. I watched him. Have I ever made mention of this? I watched him. And so I called my gunners. YisraYah'ale Dawid was, I said, YisraYah'ale, come on, ride with me. He would do it all the time. I knew what he was doing. And I creeped. I still got the dope here. I still got the dope. Where's it? Don't worry. And I rode across the road over there. She was quiet too. And then my warriors came, sniffing back there. He was sniffing. He's looking. I saw someone with his shirt off, He got damn near naked. See, they want the dope smell on him. When he saw me, he tried to run. See, we think we know, we don't pay attention. I'm careful, I watch people. You don't get past me. And I went down there and caught him. I made him give me all the dope. If it hadn't been for much, I would have went upside his head. But I said, no. I said, get off the ground. And he just started begging. Can I tell you something, nation? I never said anything to his arrogant mommy or his daddy. You didn't know. I've never even mentioned it to them. But I told him he can never come here again. Neither of your sons. They're not welcome here. They can't come. Because one year he came, he heard that that boy was living with the girl. I said, I'm letting you know now, don't bring him, he cannot come. He's living, oh no, he's been left from that. He was a liar. I said, don't bring them here. But that boy was over there selling dope. I still got the dope every, as a matter of fact, I looked at it last summer. Still got the dope. And we think that we know. It's so silly. People lie, they lie to you. You know why people lie to you? Because they know you're a liar. I don't lie to no man. Never lie to nobody. Never lie to you. I'm not going to try to embellish or fabricate or alter it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will tell you I'm wrong, but I'm not going to lie to you. I ain't going to lie. Man's word is his bond. That's what the 60-year-old taught us.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So we're the offspring. YHWH is the root. He is the one that birthed Dawid. It is the word of Yah that birthed us, nation. He birthed it down in the richness of his testimony in us. YHWH have sent my melach to testify of these things to the YisraYah'ale congregation, no other congregation. YisraYah'ale cannot be the Canaanites in the sense of a nation other than YisraYah'ale. He's on the root, I'm the Hazak, I'm the root and the offspring of David. And not only that, I'm the bright in the morning, so that's who he is. That's our roots. Our root is rooted in YHWH. Our other progenitors of that people that you're elected. Not because they were special. He just said, I'm going to make you special. The only thing make you special if you do what I tell you.
Hallelujah.
It's almost like a mother saying, you're my special little baby, I love you. But when they get hard-headed, the mother and the daddy will bring correction. And that's just a fact. We're not special because we gave something. Because our skin complexion is black or white. These devils. We're special because we were nothing. And he took us out of nothing to show us we were nothing to make us someone. You don't have a damn thing over no one. You're not special. You daughters, make yourself special to your husbands. You obey and don't talk that snide to them. Be quiet. And try to raise your voice. And play with your jive, stupid emotions. He'll love you. You won't even know what love is. He's the only creature that y'all made that can love. He's the only thing that y'all made that can love. I don't give a damn what you say. He didn't have to say, man, I want to instruct you how to love your wife. But he said, husband, love your wife. Because of the ESAU. Come on, woman. Your order for him, make him stronger. And love, you can take every nickel from his pocket. That's a fact. You can ask her. She got more money saved than me. She said, I'm buying when we go. Okay, how much money you got? Oh, you got that kind of money? I may go to Belk and have you to buy me something. Ain't she? That's all right, I don't want it. She is the Ezra Daughters, you're special to man. Your love will make him love you with such richness. Your kindness and affection to him. Just be kind to that man.
Yeah.
He may not want you to hug him, but yet you just, I'm going to hug you. All right. Then he wants to hug back. It is yes.
Yeah.
That's a fact. How do you know? Because I've been around a long. Been around a while.
Yeah.
So eyes to know. That's for real. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. So he gave you something special. That's why his woman is special.
Yes.
That's why the assembly, that's why YHWH, he wants us to love him. He wants to learn how to love him. And we learn how to love him because he's kind to us and nice to us. That's a crazy woman when a man is nice to her. She doesn't love him. You crazy.
Yeah.
You are a stupid, childish thing. I don't care if it's your mammy, your daddy. You're crazy. When a man expresses love and opens his heart, y'all knows that when a man loves a woman, that's love.
Yes.
That's love. That's why he put love her. He said, your mamas, you've been loved before. Teach them gals how to love. Teach them how to honor him, first of all.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to love. She thinks love is something emotional, physical. That's just a part of it. Teach how to love the man. Teach how to honor him. Shut him out. Tell him. First thing your mothers tell these young gals, shut your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will. And the ones that talk a lot, they ain't talking much. Them the ones that they just talk. And I'm being real.
Yeah.
I've been around a little bit. And teach you how to love him. That's what we must be taught, how to love Yahshua. We are the woman. He is our bridegroom. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
Look at Revelation 5:5 quickly. I want to read this quickly. The 7 books, the seals. No one can open that. Nobody can open up those sealed things of your heart that you sealed in your mind that has made you act crazy all your life. There, you that are listening, you know I'm telling you the truth. Man, you don't even know how to love your wife. You know how I learned how to love my wife? Because I wanted to. And I saw those that I knew that wasn't love. And I wasn't going to treat my wife like that. I wasn't going upside my wife's head and beating her. No, that ain't about to happen. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be cold against my wife and being unfaithful. That I'm not doing. That I wasn't about to do.
Yeah.
And I saw those that I said, I don't want to do it the way they did it. And I never did. From a child, I knew. From a child, I know it sounds crazy, but I wanted to love my wife. Yes, I did. And I wanted her to have me a bunch of babies, to love them, and bring them up in the fear and the nurture of Yah.
Hallelujah.
That was my prayer back then, quote, to God, unquote. I didn't know the truth of his liberation. But I wanted to have a wife one day. I'm not lying to you all. And I wanted to have children. I want to be something that I never seen in my household, that I never seen a father do that. And as I got old, I wanted to love a wife so like, even like my mother, that never experienced that love. I want to love my wife that way. That's why she's not going to do me wrong. And not only that, that's why we'll not let her do me wrong.
Hallelujah.
Don't get out. I don't have to tell her that. She's been a wife to me. I'm going this way because we must be a wife to him. Look what it says in Revelation 5:5. And one of the Zakim said to me, he says, he said, weep, don't cry, weep not. He said, I want you to know, behold, the lion, the one that is brave, of the tribe of Yehuda, and the root of David has prevailed. He is the one that has Nechau. He is the one that has got the victory to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. Only Yahshua can loose us from the bondage we're in. Your emotion, your feelings, those are bondages, and they shackle you. Your pride, your arrogance, your hubris ways, he must break those shackles of your seal
Hallelujah.
that keep you in bondage.
Hallelujah.
We're not somebody. We're just an elect. If we obey what he commands, the reward is ours.
Yes.
We're not special. We're going to launch us and tell us we're special because we don't obey his commands. We don't do what he commands us. He has elected us to be special. If we do, you got to do it in order to be special. You just don't get that privilege. You living like a dog and doing everything you want to. It's a privilege for her to honor me because it's the reception or the reciprocation of that is love and kindness.
Hallelujah.
You got to be crazy. Don't become a part of any man's little boy's harems. You're more beautiful than that. You're sure got one and you have one. Don't become a part of the harem. You're liars. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now I want to get back to what YisraYah'ale said. Yah says, do you know your birthday? Listen, just listen. YisraYah'ale 63. I want to show something quickly here. Let me do this quickly. In BERESHITH, in Genesis. This is where the root began, all right? I want to show us something here. Genesis 9:18. The two things are three more verses I want to read. Genesis 9:18. These are the sons of Noah. When they went forth out of the ark, there was one whose name was Shem. We say Shem. That simply means name, Hashim. And there was one that was called Kaan, Ham, which implies he was out. And there was one that was called Japheth. And so we have been taught that these are the ones that populated the world in the sense of nationalities and peoples. And people, let me say this to you all. Nationalities and people, it is formed by mindset. If one say that I'm against it, I don't care who he is. He's against it. One say that, nah, there are people that say, I'm not black. I'm not a part of that race, and they're blacker than me. There are white folks say, I'm not white. And they say they're black. They have joined to a nation or a national identity. And so you're going to tell me that these three sons here, their wives, that they having babies, that one did not look at one of Yiftah and Ha'an. You tell me that's the case? You tell me that Han's children did not look at Shem, the Shemite? That's so stupid. That's so stupid, nation. I want to prove that to us in closing. Look at 10:15. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Look at chapter 10, verse 15. It says, and Kaan, now we know that Kaan, he was the fourth son of Ham. That's, you can look at the genealogy, and it'll show you that. It says, and Kaan, he begot Sidon, the firstborn, and Heth, and the Yebusi, or the Jebusites, and the Amorites, and the Girgasites. So you can see that. Let's go back, just hold that. It says to him, in YisraYah'ale, Ezekiel 16:3, he says, don't you know the nativity of the land? Your father was an Amorite and your mother was a Hittite. Out of the same lineage. Out of the same lineage. That's where they were. That's smoke. Can you all smell that smoke? Turn that thing off back there. Turn the fan off. I don't smell no. That's all I smell is smoke. Yeah. Just turn that off, Marcos. With the fan. Turn that off, you know. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That's it. All right. Hallelujah. We're going to get these. Y'all bless us with the funds. I like to put this whole ceiling in nice solar panels. Your CPR, I've already told him what to start doing, learning how to install. And we have about 2 at a time. And then it'll be a beautiful thing. Make sure we get them enough sun here. We could put them on all these buildings. It's free from the trees and all of that. So if anything goes wrong, we will always have some kind of electricity. And we can change that heating system around and all that, make it quiet in here. There are systems that it is called a stench. And Eddie Plana, when I would visit him, and that was a few times in the many years, 20 years that I knew him, he had those things they call stench in his house. And I tell you, they were the most efficient things you could put in a house. The air conditioning, all of that. Because I want to put the greenhouse up and have panels on that and everything that we can grow. A big greenhouse. We're going to make it a big greenhouse. We can grow food. And I was reading an article, I didn't read it, just the capture says, the volume of food of recalls, everything from lettuce to meat, somewhere. We wonder why we're having such problems. So you know we're having that. So you got to put your hands to work then. You got to help. Let's get it done. We can't talk about it.
Hallelujah.
We got to get it done. Put the panels on this and everywhere. Everywhere. Have our own electricity. We spend every year electricity, and I'm going to close from this list. Minimum $30,000. That's a lot of money, isn't it? And I talked to someone that said, oh, that's all your electric bill is. The home bill is more than that. I remember many years ago when old Paul Nissan came, you all remember? He asked me, how much is your electric bill here? I said, average right now, this time of year, around 25 to 3 grand. He said, wow, that's not bad. For who? He said, my brother's electric bill is $2,500 a month in his house. Wow. I was telling Zakeem that weed up there moment. He said, yeah, that ain't bad. That's how much you pay for all them buildings and everything you got there, the welding. That's what it costs. $2,800? I can imagine what it's like there. And their cities don't even play with you. Mr. Con Edison, New York. So, but I wanted you to do that. If I had the 30,000 one time, we could do this building tomorrow, and do that house, and do that house, and do the fellowship hall over there where you stay cool. Nice big air conditioning, because the little ones told me, Real, it's just that little air conditioning doesn't do it. That's okay. We even will take that out for next year. Put a bigger one in there. We use that little one. We're going to get a small building because for the daughters to work out up to the plant. We put that little one in there. How about that? We heard that we had panels up there. We going that way, all right? Y'all just going to keep me alive until I finish this, and then I'm ready to rest. I want to close with this in Shemoth, Exodus. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This is what it says, Exodus chapter 3, verse 7. Your mother, your father, come out of the loins of the Hamites. This is what he says here in Exodus 3:7. And Yahweh said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Misraim, and I've heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows, and I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of Misraim, and bring them up out of that land to a tough land. Where's the land that flowed with milk and honey? Look where he put them. Because he was going to drive them out. They did not have to, they didn't stand out. They didn't look any different. They looked the same. If someone come in here, that's why it snow, they're going to stand out. Someone comes in here black as tar, they're going to stand out. You know that. Someone comes in here 6'9", they're going to stand out. I know it's the extreme, but I'm just showing you. He said, I'm going to bring them out. They've gone through hell, and everyone will know who they are if they look different than everyone else. Yeah, they would. That's a fact. If their physical identity was different, look what he says. He brought them out of the land. He delivered them from Misraim and bring them out of that land to a tough land where it's large, and a land that flowed with milk and honey. There's a semicolon there.
Yeah.
Why? To the place of the Canaanites. So they had to look like the Canaanites. And be of the same color. Look at that. So as they fluxed in, it was snow. Okay, where you from, brother? Where you? Oh, it didn't make no disturbance. There was no disturbance. The land of the Canaanites, of the Hittites, the descendants of Heath. Heath was the second son of Cain. Well, those are Hamites. What they say? He said the Emoria, those that when you brought them to this land, that they drove everyone out. You gave them that power, all right? He talks about the Perizzites and the Havi, and this is the Havis were the sixth generation of the descendants from Cain out of Ham. So he brought them in a place whereby they looked like everyone else. They weren't white. And that's just a fact. Their skin wasn't white.
Yes.
And as they migrated and moved, as y'all scattered them, as they went to the farthest north or the east or the west, let me ask you a question. Have you seen Eskimos? You've seen an Eskimo. You all know what an Eskimo looks like. Come on now, talk to me.
Yes.
They all are dark. They look dark skinned. You've never seen one like from Finland, Switzerland, or Sweden. You know those folks, or Denmark. They're white. It's colder there in the Arctic than it is in Finland. And those people there, they're white. I mean, they are literally white. They're white as snow. And yet the people there, cold as it is, but they have a volume of something. Yet theirs as dark, their skin is as dark as mine. Darker. I've seen some of their skin is much darker. They're black. Look at the Mongolians in that part of Russia. Dark, aren't they? Sure they are.
Yes.
And so as they migrated and moved their skins, even the world, I mean, just like now they're talking about climate change, right? And how things are changing. And how the skin and how that affects everything. The food you eat.
Yes.
It affects everything, nation. And so as they went and drinking the certain waters and certain things, it changed the physical dynamics. And that's how that came about. There's only one people on the face of the earth that has the dynamics of the DNA that produce every kind of trait there is, from straight hair to blue eyes. The Aborigines are not people that have intermingled with the Australians. They got blue eyes, straight hair, green eyes. They don't have to have no contacts. And they're just as black as black. From every range of color. They got from every range of color. And so this color thing that these Hebrew Israelites have introduced, and they utilize that to their arrogance and their pride.
Yes.
He scattered his people. There are more than 100 million people of Yah's people. That's a lot of people, 4 billion people.
Yes.
And he promised them that. If we go with 4 million coming out of YisraYah'ale, he promised to multiply that by 1,000. There's got to be 4 billion. And even if they all have died, all 4 billion, it's not so. Because the world's population has increased. It has increased. Just say, let's do this just say 2 billion have already lived and gone. Where are the other 2 billion? America only has 360 million people. That's counting all those that are here illegal. But Canada, 25 million people. New York has more people than Canada. You have a great population of those from the diasporas in Brazil, but I don't see them nowhere on the charts, man. It is so stupid and arrogant.
Yes.
You stay a Hebrew Israelite. We're going to say YisraYah'ale. That was birthed out of the loins of Avram. And all those in Avraham's region, they were Hebrews.
Yes.
They were Hebrews. All of them. And don't tell me, well, the book doesn't say, but then you say foolish stuff that the book doesn't say.
True.
That's a fact.
Yes.
Don't tell me they're the seed of YisraYah'ale. This trash. It's lies.
Yes.
Now I know what, when they listen to me, what they do. They're going to call me everything it is. I don't care what they say to me. And many of them don't even have nowhere to stay. They stand with their mama, eating beans and rice. I love beans and rice now. I'm not belittling that. So I love me some beans and rice. Love it. love rights. And yet they would try to repudiate me. You're not going to rebuke me. You're not going to even instruct me. You're not going to tell me. And that's the fact.
Yes.
Just like I say to all you daughters, every last one of you all. Ima Rafe has been here since day one. She knows what she's doing. And not any of us, any of you all will be above correction. I don't care who it is. It is right. And I know she's not going to abuse no one because she knows. That's a fact. And I don't apologize for that. She was here when none of us was here but us. She's the one that carried my waist and said, no, woman. She wanted to prove to me she could do it. Then she heard her back. Get out of the way. She dug a hole to bury it. I said, woman, stop that. I got this. I'm the man. You just cook. We eat everyday beef and turkey ham. Yeah, that's what we ate. Every day. Every day. And nobody complained. Every day. We ate the same thing. We did. Y'all gonna have me a juicy burger. No, you're gonna eat this today as fast, as quick. When you tired working like that and hungry, you'll be all right. And one of the only things she asked me could she do, the only thing, daughter. Please let me cook more than enough for the Akeem. If they want 2 or 3 hamburgers, and they want to take 2 or 3 home, let it be enough. I said, that you will do. Cook more than enough. That's the only request she asked. I'm going to run this now. I'm not, you, believe me, you'd rather her be up there than me. And that's a fact. That's a fact. You'd rather deal with her than me. And I'm just being honest with you. Hallelujah. She has proven to be a mother. And that's a fact. Even the ones that are left. When she saw her sister wigging on, the only thing she could do was compliment her. You look like a doll. I don't want to look like no doll. I want to look like a righteous daughter of Zion. Because she knew there was nothing she could say. They did it while they were here. And brought up lies and horrid of lies. She did no one wrong. I remember the day I rebuked her. I would never do that again before everyone. And every one of them damn dogs are gone. All of them conspire. You know why they did that? They didn't like me. And they wanted to destroy the beauty of my strength. That's why they did that. They didn't like her. I don't give a damn if you don't like her. I love her. Yeah. And that's why they would do that. And where are they now? Just like that little dog, her first cousin. All that, everybody heard out there. She called everything but her sister. I don't even want to repeat what she said. I showed my friend in the back. I said, see what she wrote me? They railing against me. I still got, I will never delete that text. I tried to show it to the mammy got upset. Riak, I must say, you never did us wrong. You always loved us.
True.
You were kind to us. Even like that, the only one that they didn't speak against was her. No, Sister Jean was the only one here. She didn't say nothing about any of the other ones that were living. She said, Sister Jean, that's how they said it. That's what she said.
True.
Sister Jean was the only one.
Yes.
Oh, she didn't. I can't say that about Sister Jean. That's what they called her. She was always kind. She always treated us right.
Yes.
She didn't say no one else. They didn't say nobody else. I don't. You think I care about what they said? I don't care about that.
Right.
But y'all even made them devils testify.
Yes.
And so when I showed my friend back there, did I?
Yes, sir.
You never did us wrong. You never act inappropriate with us.
True.
Never.
True.
And there's nothing we can say about Sister Jean.
True.
That they won't call me Pastor Robert. That's what they'll do. They'll dress up Sister Jean. That's what they'll do. They will say, hey, I'm a pastor. God, I don't care. I'm not going to about the lives of these fools of anyone. She do the same way I do. I'm not going to your own nation. Hallelujah. I'm going to continue on this or I'm going to stop, all right? And we have to learn how to care for each other. For all of our children. You know, I said to my friend, I care for his daughters. I care for them. Just like I do his daughters. It's no different. I love them, and they know that. I care for them just like I do individuals. And many times when they come, they want to see with the girls, have fun. I say, Ema, let's do something special. Let's have I don't have to worry about there. One or two here. They don't mind. They'll stay with that with them. Now they say, we don't need but 6 pizzas and I get 10, 15. I can eat a pizza by myself. Get more than enough. See, when I go, I'll get 15 to 20. Well, we don't need all that. That's all right. Yeah. Do them all. They'll eat them. I don't skip on nothing. Because when I was growing up, my mother had the skin. And she would try to ask her, I said, did y'all have fans when you grew up? I said, you arrogant. Yeah, we had fans. I said, baby, I don't recall. I remember maybe one. And you had to transport that. You didn't have no fans. No, didn't have no money. My mother didn't have money. She had gloves and all that to go to school with. And that's sad because I had the raincoat. I put a plastic. I didn't have no raincoat. Get out of here. Yeah, I had that. I said, now you've been crying for her. Did y'all get to eat stuff like this or that? Yeah, my mother always, Fridays and Saturdays, we always had something special. She would let us. I said, now you've been full of pride now. You think you're somebody. We didn't have that. I don't know, let me say this for that. Back in the days, we got that surplus. And that spam, you know, you could sometimes fix it up. And fry it right. I cut me a slice that thick. But I hated spam. That's all we had. Spam. Didn't have no fish fry on Friday. And they like fried chicken. We didn't have that. And I had no nice clothes to go to school, but that didn't warp me. I had no nice clothes. I didn't. Back in those days, Family Dollar, nothing over $3. Sean, listen to me. The quality of Family Dollar now, maybe look at them. Back then, you couldn't wash it. I go get those jeans, my school clothes, and you believe me, when I wear them, if I went home, you better know I took them off and laid them sideways. No crease, but and I didn't wash them things for probably minimum 2 or 3 months. Because once you wash them, you forget it. It's gone. It's gonna draw. And you hated to wash them. I didn't. So we didn't have that. No school gloves. That's silly. You didn't need no school gloves either. Keep your hands warm. Put socks on. I said, we put socks on our hands. That's what we did. Socks. We're out there, I said, these days time remind me of the 60s. I said, this just reminds me so much of, that's I hated a day like this because you get home from school and this gloomy weather. I said, I hated that. You don't have time. And the sun is going down. By the time you get home and do that, had to walk down to the place and get kerosene. And that kerosene back then, it didn't stink, but it stunk. So you couldn't get that on your clothes. It was a stunky mess. By the time you go down to the corner store and get the kerosene, you had to walk down there, you had to carry it back, you got to set it down, you got to rest it. I said, there was nothing to do. You could play with your friends. Couldn't do nothing. I don't like dreary days. But I enjoyed the 60s. I enjoyed growing up there, and I loved it.
Hallelujah.
Yabrak you all, be encouraged, nation. Be strong. Love one another above all.
Hallelujah.
That's what's his name? Jean Valjean said, you'll love each other. Understand that? Bless you.
Hallelujah.
Be encouraged, nation, I am. In all things we the barak are above for the excellence of your truth. Bless your nation, your people. Scattered abroad throughout every nation. Heal us all. Forgive me of my sins, your nation, your people.
Yes.
Guide us with your discipline in everything we do.
Yes.
This is our prayer we ask. In Yahshua's mighty name, keep us all, protect us from the wiles of the enemy.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
desire that above all. And heal your nation.
Yes.
Heal us from the inward part outwardly.
Yes.
Heal our minds, our nefesh. Just heal us, I pray, and guide us in all of your riches of blessings in Yahshua's mighty name. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
God is here.